Very rarely do I cover games that actually inspire me to be a better creator, to be a better developer. I've been wanting to do this video all week, but every time I watch even a little snippet of gameplay, it just makes me open up Unreal Engine to work on our own game, because I'm just, everything about this is why we wanted to make our game in the first place. This is a game, it's not even really a game yet. It's a project called Project TH, and it's being developed by EVR Studios. It's described online as an action-adventure game, and if you watch some of the gameplay here, you can definitely tell they're inspired by the games that I played growing up, games like Splinter Cell, games like Ghost Recon, and there's definitely a lot of Metal Gear inspiration here as well. These guys are making a third-person stealth action tactical shooter, and I've watched some gameplay that they've put out in the past, and I wanted to talk about it then, but I kind of also just wanted to see how this project was going to shape up. And even though a lot of this stuff is still like gray box, block out in early stages, this is really fucking cool. We get a sense of the environments that they're trying to create, this dark, dingy, kind of more gritty landscape with AI that actually have really good animations and really good reactions, and a player controller that looks like something that would be developed by a studio much larger than this team. I hesitate to call this an indie game because they actually have quite a few people on staff, but it's definitely not as bloated as something you'd see at like a Ubisoft or an Activision or basically anywhere in the West. But what they're creating is something that I could see actually being a fully fledged video game in the future. Their environment design looks fucking awesome. The encounters they have working on look great. Animation work, like for the takedowns, and like you can see this fighting sequence here. They're putting on a fucking showcase. And again, even though this is in early stages, I'm really excited to see what the end result finally looks like. The big thing that I focus on when I watch the gameplay snippets that they put out in these dev diaries is the way that they light these environments. And even though it's still in an early stage, the lighting and the fucking vibe that they're hitting here is the exact right tones that we actually want to hit in our project. And so we've gone and taken some inspiration, taken the lights down, removed some lights so that it's not as bright in certain areas. And we believe that these guys are absolutely nailing that balance between light and dark and making the dark portions really, really important. And then combine that with the third-person gameplay. It looks like something you'd see from a Ubisoft studio like 10 years ago. And I don't mean like graphically, I mean like they're actually putting effort in. Not much is known about this project, but when you're taking a vibe from like a Splinter Cell or a Metal Gear Solid, combining it with the gameplay fluidity of like the newer Ghost Recons, with melee takedowns that are clearly inspired by The Last of Us with Naughty Dog. Depending on the narrative and how that gets developed, this game is right up my alley already. And like, if they complete this project, I will be first in line to pick up a copy. I know you don't go in lines anymore to pick up games, but it does take me back to those kind of days. So here's everything we do know. The game is set to release on both PC and consoles, including PlayStation and Xbox. The game is being developed on Unreal Engine 5, and it's set in South Korea, in a near-future reunified Korea where national service is no longer mandatory. And the third-person stealth action story looks like it's set to revolve around the Ordo Project, a recruitment initiative put in place by the country's National Security Command as military signups fall amidst the peninsula's newfound peace. And apparently the story is going to revolve around that Ordo Project actually being run as a brainwashing, humanized weapon system. The game does not have a release window. There were rumors that it was coming out this year. The fact that the gameplay you're seeing on screen was from a dev diary put out like 4 or 5 days ago tells me that it's nowhere close to being released, albeit some of the mechanics, the player controller, the movement, the combat, it actually looks like it's pretty well along. But it looks like they also have to go through and do their art pass. A lot of the stuff, like I said, it's all in gray box. They have to go do the art pass, the texturing on all of this stuff, which is no small feat. I'm going to leave you guys with some gameplay from their most recent dev diary. This one was titled Guerrilla Tactics Crowd Control. This was the 19th dev diary that they put out. So you can see the raw game, hear the raw audio, listen to some of the soundtrack that they got going on. There's no actual devs talking, it's just raw gameplay. So I want you guys to just see what it is that's got me so excited. My name is Big Fry. Leave a like on the video and subscribe for more game development content just like this. And I'll see you on the next one.